Welcome to this walkthrough of Minnesota Family Council's 2024 voter guide. I'm Moses Bratrud. I'm going to be talking you through our PDF guide as well as our MN Family Voter website. Two great options for accessing the same crucial information about candidates and where they stand on the issues that matter. First, I'm going to go to mfc.org/vote or mfc.org/elections. It will take you to the same place. And then you'll see these two options, our 2024 PDF voter guide, which you can print, share with your church, share with friends and family, as well as our MN Family Voter website, which you can also share with friends and family. Clicking first into the PDF voter guide. Now you'll see this is a 12-page PDF document, again, which you're able to print. And you're going to see some really helpful information here. I'm not going to go through every single page in detail. I'll just give you a quick overview of what you can find on each page of this guide. The cover is page 1. Page 2, we have some great biblical reasons for voting and for finding the candidates who represent your issues, and also some great information on how, when, and where to vote, including early voting information, QR codes to find your polling place, and lots of other helpful resources. Those QR codes link to the Secretary of State's website, so you're able to very quickly find information that's relevant to you. Moving on to page 3, it tells you about the issues that we think are some of the most important and that candidates have determined positions on, and you can read through summaries of those issues. You can see we have information on local and judicial races, as well as how we research these positions to provide you with this information. Finally, on page 4, we're getting into the real meat of this voter guide, the candidates for President Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. On page 5, candidates for U.S. Senate and their positions. Pages 6 and 7, you can see candidates for the United States House of Representatives, as well as a little map on the left-hand side to kind of give you an idea of where, if you don't know your district, where you might be. So I look at District 4, and I know that I live in Ramsey County, and so I know that these two candidates are the ones who will be on my ballot. Moving right along on page 8, we have one Minnesota Senate race. So most of you will not have a Minnesota Senate race on your ballot, but there's a special election for the Minnesota Senate in the Western Twin Cities Metro, Minnetonka, Excelsior, Wayzata, Mount, basically the area surrounding Lake Minnetonka. And those candidates are displayed here. Then, as well as the questions that we're asking candidates for state office, that is, and we also have separate questions that we're asking for candidates for federal office, and those are earlier in the guide. So 10 questions for candidates for state office, such as state Senate and state House. Then you're able to see what generally what area of the country, of the state you're in, northern, central, southern Minnesota, or the Twin Cities suburbs, or the Twin Cities themselves. And that helps you when you go down to page 9, and you can see that the candidates are organized by what region of the state they are wanting to represent. So, for example, if I live in the Twin Cities suburbs, I'm going to go right away down to page 10. I'm going to see Twin Cities suburbs there, and I'm going to see the various candidates there. For example, if I live in White Bear Lake, that's 36B. So I'm going to see down here at the bottom of page 10 the candidates for District 36B. And we have lots of candidates, lots of Minnesota House seats, and that brings us actually to the end of the guide on page 12. And this is where you can see more information on sharing this information. So this is really crucial. It's a great resource for churches, for community groups, and you can print this out for free and share it with your family, friends, churches, or community groups. Now, perhaps even more useful to individual voters, the online voter guide website. You can click this. You can access this by typing in mnfamilyvoter.com to your web browser, or on mfc.org/vote, just click Access MN Family Voter. So now that I've pulled up that site, I'm going to put in my information. I'm just going to put in my old address. And and I can choose to subscribe to Minnesota Family Council's updates. And I click Get My Personalized Voter Guide. So it tells me I'm in Congressional District 4, Senate District 64, House District 64A. And it tells me the questions that are being asked of federal candidates and where they stand. So there's going to be 3 federal races on my ballot: President, U.S. Senate, and U.S. House. It's going to tell me the questions that are asked of candidates who are running for state office. And there's going to be 1 Minnesota House race on my ballot. And I will be able to, for example, click into one of these candidates. And on the candidate page, I can see her positions as well as the source for those positions. This is very important. So we back up pretty much every response on this guide with the source that we use to get it. So going back to the main page here on mnfamilyvoter.com, this is an amazing resource to share with family, friends, churches, and community groups so they can go in here, click, 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 and they can find out without any finding out exactly what district they live in. This will tell you automatically what district you live in and give you only the candidates who will represent your area and therefore the candidates who will be on your ballots this fall. Thanks so much for watching. I hope the voter guide is a great resource for you.